In this video, I'm diving into the first official details of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, which was just announced. Last week, I got invited to the Sledgehammer Game Studios to see Modern Warfare 3 early and see Zombies, which is presented and created by Treyarch. There is a lot to talk about, so it's so important you watch this video all the way through to the end to learn everything. But let me be your one-stop shop for everything Call of Duty, especially Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. So to make your way back here, be sure to hit that subscribe button. If you find this video useful and you're excited for Call of Duty Zombies to return, then like the video and let me know your thoughts below. High-level vision is that this is a all-new open-world Zombies experience. It is the biggest Zombies experience they've ever had by far, taking place on the largest map they've ever had Zombies on. Yet we'll have a theme and lighting and atmosphere that you would expect from Zombies. So straight off the bat, this is not a round-based Zombies mode. As we dive into the details here, you'll learn very quickly that this is actually a hybrid combination of Outbreak from Cold War and DMZ from Modern Warfare 2. But straight off the bat, we are told here that this is a brand new experience. This is not something that's trying to be masked as round-based, like we saw with Vanguard Zombies, where we were never told before launch what the mode actually was. But this is a new experience never seen before in Zombies. And for the first time ever, it's going to contain multiple squads at once on a Zombies map. Usually, a Zombies experience would only be up to 4 players, but in this, we're now at 24 players in a Zombies match, and you can have up to 6 players on a single Zombie squad. This is already far different than anything we've ever seen before in Treyarch Zombies, a massive amount of players on a map at once. The only thing comparable in scale is DMZ from MW3, but this is going to be an exclusively player versus environment mode. So that means no PvP, but multiple squads will be able to take on the zombie hordes, which sounds absolutely epic. Now on paper, this mode sounds really similar to Outbreak from Cold War Zombies, but this is entirely new and different, with the main game loop actually being an extraction-based game loop, which we can assume to be inspired by the DMZ mode. So in some ways it will feel similar, but will be first and foremost a combination both creatively and gameplay wise of Modern Warfare and Treyarch Zombies, with a completely new story on top of this mode, with full cinematics and cutscenes that is in the Treyarch Zombie storyline but is firmly in the Modern Warfare universe, with its characters, its tone, weapon and equipment. It would all contain the classic familiar elements of Treyarch Zombies, such as Juggernog, Pack-a-Punch, and the classic tropes of upgrading yourself to make yourself more powerful. Now, as far as the map name goes, we don't know the name of it, we don't actually know what it looks like, but we got shown a map overview which looks exactly like this. The new rumored Warzone map, Las Almas, it looked exactly the same as this. We, the players, are part of a faction called Operation Deadbolt, very similar to how we were part of Requiem in Black Ops Cold War Zombies. In Cold War Zombies, the threat was Omega Group, and in this game, the threat is called Terminus Outcomes. They've tried to weaponize the last quantities of Ethereum. It's called an incursion, where zombies are spreading throughout the region from a central point, and we've come in to try and stop that zombies outbreak, the incursion, and that faction. So as far as the main gameplay loop within the mode is, it's not round-based zombies or as linear as Outbreak's objectives are. We will be taking on missions layered on that progress the storyline, and will have several characters and handlers similar to what we had with Requiem in Black Ops Cold War, and this seems very similar to the DMZ faction missions. I got to see a very small screenshot that shows the missions on the main menu, and it looks similar to DMZ, where you can have some missions enabled and you can go in and complete those whilst enjoying the game mode as a whole. These story missions, they have the handlers and characters communicating with us as we move through the missions and experience the content and the mode, and the story they're telling is through 3 acts. And at the end of each act, there's going to be a special mission that actually transitions you from the big map, where you're sharing this experience with many other squads, to a much smaller sub-map where the Treyarch team are able to tell a more crafted experience, where they'll dial down the sandbox elements, because this is an important story beat where you'll be doing bespoke activities and move the story along. And upon completing these missions, we will get cinematics to reinforce those major story developments and the rewards. So outside of those missions, how does the mode work? Well, you're going to be spawning in with an hour exactly to navigate, explore, and push into the map before the Aether Storm, which is located somewhere, begins to spread, completely consuming the map. And you'll have to exfil before the Aether Storm completely takes over. So you'll start in a low threat zone where you'll infill at the edges of the map, and within these low threat zones, you're going to find normal zombies. You're also going to find that human faction Terminus Outcomes, as they're trying to harvest resources and get them out as well. You'll be killing zombies, and you'll be killing lots of zombies to yield yourself points, of course, that you can spend on all the traditional core elements, such as pack-a-punching, perk machines, wall buys, mystery boxes, and many other things. But on top of that, you can also earn points by completing contracts and activities as as a squad, as well as looting the environment. You'll be able to find things in chests and on shelves, and you can sell those for points as well, and use ammo depots and the buy station just like we did in Cold War Zombies to get kill streaks and equipment. Once you start progressing through the map, you'll make your way to the medium zone, where zombies will really start to escalate in their presence, and you're going to see a lot of different archetypes like the mini bosses that we saw in Cold War Zombies, such as the Mimic, the Russian Mangler, the Hellhounds, and that's just a few examples of the images that we saw during the presentation. And once you're powerful enough with your loadout and your upgrades, your perks, then you can attempt to get in the high threat zone, where you'll have the toughest zombies and other threats to deal with, and it's so dangerous that new human faction aren't even present in that zone. But as far as enemies go, zombies are not the only enemies that you're going to be taking down in this game mode, because for the first time in Treyarch Zombies history, they're actually introducing humans into zombies. That being the form of this new Terminus Outcomes faction that we're fighting against in the storyline. They're actually going to be present on the map, and Treyarch say this is going to create a lot of dynamic sandbox elements. Storyline wise, they are present on the map, and we're kind of competing against them to try and protect this space and shut down other factions trying to come in and take things. And what sounds quite bizarre is you don't necessarily have to fight zombies within the game. You could just take on these human soldiers, take them down, gear up, and power up through defeating just them. Now, with the fact that the game mode is only an hour long, it will be impossible for you to blitz through everything and complete it in one go. So for the first time ever, you'll be able to exfil with all of the upgrades that you would usually find in the match and take out and actually start your next game with them. And this is for a new system which is called acquisitions, and the idea is that by completing contracts and exploring the world, you'll be finding acquisitions in the game, such as a juggernaut can or a ray gun weapon case. You can make the decision to use that there and then in your game, or exfil with it, and you'll be able to use it in your next game, giving you a head start to be able to go further into the next match. And on top of acquisitions, there's another system called schematics, where you'll be able to find one of these within a game, and if you exfil with that schematic, you'll earn the ability to permanently craft one of those acquisitions on a cooldown in the main menu. So you'll always be able to spawn in with that ray gun weapon case to give yourself a ray gun at the start of a game, or spawn in with a can of juggernaut, for example. Now, because this map is so gigantic, Treyarch are making sure that it's filled with secrets to uncover for zombie fans and new players that haven't experienced zombies mode alike, and this will include Easter eggs, as that was labeled on the presentation that we saw. So in summary, this is the largest PvE experience in Call of Duty franchise history. It's combining the best of Modern Warfare with Treyarch Zombies creatively and gameplay, and they're using the game systems of Modern Warfare, integrating all of the mechanics that you would expect from a Treyarch Zombies game to really create something new and different, something which has never been experienced before, but is a lot of fun. The fact that Kevin Drew, who is the head of Zombies at Treyarch, presented this says to me that this is a massive undertaking from Treyarch, and is absolutely not the same scenario as what we had with Vanguard Zombies. That was created by under 10% of the Treyarch team, and I don't even think that team was the normal Treyarch Zombies team. This is obviously the next step in evolutionizing Outbreak, whilst also combining all the elements that made DMZ so good and so popular. And I don't know if this is going to come at the cost of DMZ not being in the game anymore, but this is obviously DMZ but with zombies on a massive scale. And for someone who really enjoyed DMZ and saw the potential of it with zombies on it rather than just standard AI, I think this is really exciting. Now, obviously to me that sounds exciting, but that comes at the cost of the expectation of what you think zombies would be in this game, from just hearing that there's a zombies mode and that initial expectation of what you think that zombies mode would be. The number of players that did not enjoy Outbreak mode in Cold War Zombies and simply just wanted round-based zombies to continue will probably find this news disappointing and upsetting. Now, by no means do I think this is Treyarch fully ending round-based zombies and never doing it, because I personally think they're saving it for their own Black Ops title next year. And in my opinion, I see this as a very tactical decision by Treyarch, because obviously they were always going to continue Outbreak. They loved it in Cold War. There was a majority of players that actually really enjoyed Outbreak, and they have player data to back that up. Rather than rush round-based zombies and continue on the cliffhanger from Cold War in Modern Warfare, they're instead just going to wait until next year for round-based zombies and for that Cold War zombie story to continue with round-based gameplay. But in the meantime, introduce these new gameplay opportunities that still have storylines that are interwoven and are integral to the overall new Dark Aether storyline, but are in their own sort of contained bubble of time, just like we saw with Vanguard Zombies, where none of that narrative really matters to what we're looking forward to next. And I doubt the storyline in this will really matter to what happens next in the main Black Ops storyline. But if you are someone that enjoyed Outbreak and someone that enjoyed DMZ, and I am both of those people, then I'm really intrigued and excited to see how the combination of those things could work in a game mode. I think if you're going into this fully with the intention and expectation of no round base because it's very clearly not happening, I think that's where you can start to have some clarity on the overall vision that Treyarch have with this really ambitious zombies mode in MW3. We all don't want this to end up being a Vanguard Zombies 2.0, and I really doubt that that's going to be the case. To me, from watching the zombies presentation at Sledgehammer Games, which was presented by Kevin Drew, who is the lead of zombies for Treyarch now, that to me already sets an expectation that this is more important than Vanguard Zombies, where there was such a small team working on that. This feels like there are more hands on deck working on this mode, which we can't say the same for with Vanguard Zombies. As far as first impressions go from how it was presented to me, it seems like the Treyarch team are actually really excited to create this mode. But I can't help but wonder if this is a zombies mode that Treyarch would have wanted to make on their own accord, or if this was a mode that they were told to create, because it does sound so left field to anything we've seen Treyarch do before with zombies. But sometimes taking that leap of faith and trying something completely new could end up being very successful, and I see no reason why this mode could not exist at the same time as round base next year. Some people are going to love the sound of this, some people are going to absolutely hate it, and I'd love to know what camp you sit in the comments below. And for everything Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, you're already on the right channel. You just need to hit that subscribe button so you can make your way back. But if you want to see exclusive gameplay details on the campaign and multiplayer for Modern Warfare 3, click the video on your screen now.